Hello, this is the D6 RPG Companion. My name is Thomas McMahon, and I'm excited to walk you through my full stack project. This includes a Django backend, a React Next.js frontend, and is designed to support an amazing tabletop role-playing game rule system. The problem is, with the growing popularity of tabletop gaming, many older game systems that are no longer in print are at risk of being forgotten. This project aims to preserve and expose such systems by creating a digital RPG companion that simplifies complex rules into an easy to use format for its players. Initially, I thought I could build this in just 1.5 months. But I quickly rescaled the MVP to include a multi user party organizer, a character creation tool, a character grouping tool, and a rules database. I do plan to continue development in this project to its full scope and preserve this beloved rule system and enhance my full stack development skills. After that, my next step is building a home lab and hosting this app locally. I'm using the technologies that we used in our cohort, that's React, Django, and Google Authentication. I did choose basic CSS. As I continue to develop this project, I will actively work on improving the aesthetics. But I have more control, and my app looks less like what we see on the web by not using an existing tool. I chose this project because it's a React form heavy, data driven, and join table intensive project. I needed more practice passing props through multiple React components in heavy data scenarios, and optimizing when to fetch data in React. I wanted to improve my handling of join tables and efficient data transformation. This project requires well ordered formatting and data fetching. Working on this project is helping me, and will help me master all of these concepts. I'm very grateful to my instructors who saw this and were like, that's probably a lot. I was like, I got this. And they were like, we know what we're talking about. And I was like, you do. So we moved this down to the scope you see here. This just has the top level information for a character and the character groups. I am excited to work on this and I will be completing it to its full scope. And once I finish it in Django, I'm going to rewrite it in C sharp and then maybe again in Go. But this is how I plan on further developing my skills after school. The D6 RPG Companion is a database tool. The D6 system is created by West End Games, and it is a tabletop role playing game rule set. This game is comprised of tons of data that does need to be loaded into my applications. So I had a problem in how I was going to load this in. In most boot camps and stuff, you learn how to load one object in at a time. Well, I furthered my learning a little bit by creating APIs that handle a batch request. I was able to streamline the process of adding information to my database, and I want to show you how this works next. So here we are on the landing page. Let's go in and sign in through Google Authentication, as previously mentioned. And then it's my name, and I am a maker. I'm also a game master and an admin, so let's go in and register in. So I did this hover over because the stars made it hard to see that white text, so it's pretty cool. So I had mentioned that this is a database. So no skills found, and archetypes are character classes like mage, fighter, etc. in Dungeons and Dragons. So right now we need to load that information in. I had said previously that I had written an API that'll handle batch requests. And this information, the skills, 83 of them, these are all canon skills from the books that we wouldn't want a normal user to be able to change. This is not something we want a normal user to be able to CRUD. So we're going to go on and load all that information into the database so that we can use it for our character creation point. But that was, I do like that on all my batch requests, I do a little message saying how many entries were added and the list of them. That is a cool part about writing your own database APIs. So we're not seeing that there. So in an effort to be efficient, I do save things in context, especially those. So after that refresh, we've got those in context. So as an admin, I also have edit and delete functionality. I'm not going to delete anything because we don't need to, but here's the edit form, and we could edit those if we wanted to. We also loaded in the skills, so here are the skills. We can search just by those, or we can go back to all skills and we can search by keyword like star, and there's all our skills. So that's the database portion of our application. I did forget to open the inspector. Let's go on and open the inspector and show that we don't have any errors and that we won't have any errors through this. But at the core of this application is a character creation tool and character management tool. So let's go on and create a character. All right, that's a lot of fields, but they are all there, looking good. Nice little hover over effect. So let's just automate this character creation because I don't really want to be an ex-Imperial, so we'll roll again. Disgrace House Guardsman. That sounds pretty interesting. Well, that one's not force sensitive, but this is Star Wars, so I'm going to give them a little bit of force skill here. We're going to make them force sensitive. And this will be my player character. And I have the ability, this just loads in from the archetype database, but we can go on and change this to whatever we want. We can have that, we can add it, all these fields are changeable, but that's how we can go on and create a character. And this is a character, not an NPC, so we'll go on and there we go, Rilo Antilles. Got it. All right, that's great. Let's go on and view Rilo. All right, so we have its character sheet. So I had also loaded in skills, but I don't see any skills. Well, let's go back to edit. Ah, look at that. Ooh, this is a big form as well. So let's go on and call on Postman. Eventually, there will be some automation, but we're going to go on and give this character all of the skills. And this is another place where I created join tables for the heroes and their skills. And we're just going to go on and set that up real quick so we can see that functionality. All right, 32 skills for the character. That's great. And this is a big form, again in context, so we'll just bring it down, and looky there. So just to demonstrate that this is a fully CRUD app and fully CRUD form, we go on and change dexterity. I could change them all, I promise they're all working, but for time's sake, we'll just change all the dexterity so we remember to 3. All right, let's go on and save that. And great, dexterity skills are all at 3, and Rilo Antilles is made. So I could go on and delete Rilo, but we won't want to. Instead, let's go on and make a couple more, and we'll just make some NPCs. So ooh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a good NPC. We want to keep them, and we'll go on and change them. All right, great, and it is an NPC, and we'll just create one more. Looking good, and we'll make our game master mad and just add credits, and there we go. So yeah, at its core, this is the character creation tool. In addition to being a character creation tool, I also had mentioned that this is a multi-user tool. So let's go on and load in another profile and create a new user with this profile. So again, through Google authentication, that's great. Now this is definitely a tester, and we'll call it like we see it as QA, and not a game master or admin. So we'll go in and register. Now, one thing that the admin could do is edit and delete those, but as not an admin, this user cannot. So that's working. If I make this full screen, there we go, and then we'll go back to make a hero, and I could see all the heroes that we could see, so that's the other user's heroes. And now I'm going to go in and create mine. I'm just going to roll for it. Yep, and then back to pirate, we'll make them force sensitive. And we're QA, so we're going to blow out. Now, eventually, all of these will be binded to rule sets where if you add points, it would take away from those, etc., etc. But as of right now, this is just a character sheet management tool, but all of that future functionality is coming. What else can we do to make our game master mad? We'll just go on and give him 1 million credits. And if I could count, that's a million. There we go. And we'll make this a non-NPC, a player character as well. So let's go on and do that. All right, there's Tester's Zyra Creel, the Bacta Pirate. That's force sensitive and pretty strong in that. So the other function that we have is groups. We can go on and create a new group. And these are the available heroes, so that's cool. And space friends, that's appropriate. Let's do it. And we're going to make this an adventure party. So adventure parties needed a game master. So we're going to go on and select that game master. We're going to create that group. And that's pretty boring, but we can update it. And we can go on and this is testers. So we'll add testers. We'll go in and add testers. And then we're also going and add Zaylen. Awesome, because it's a cyborg. And who else do we got? We've got a curious explorer. We'll add them as well. You know what? I'm not feeling that explorer. Let's go on and just take them out. Perfect. But there we go. So here's our user group. Now we can do all these things, or we could just delete it. And there we go. So that is my app at full functionality. You can see the stars. So the stars work based on the screen size when they're loaded in. So those were kind of cool too. But yeah, that's my app as it stands right now. I hope this presentation was as fun to watch as my project was to make. This is a labor of love for something that I want in the world, and it's also giving me the opportunity to grow as an engineer. I'm looking forward to any questions that you may have, and I want to especially thank you for your time in attending this.